guys, welcome back to the Homestead Fam. Today is a highly requested video. I'm going to show you how to make water kefir from scratch. So I have been making water kefir for about a year now and I love it, and this is what it looks like. So it is going to replace your sodas, your pops, and any of your fizzy drinks that you like, because this is naturally carbonated because it is fermented. So if you can see, this one is a mango one. And if I just give it a little tap, there's bubbles forming in this because it's sealed. This is regular water kefir, and it is made from grains, water kefir grains. Now you're gonna have to be gifted these or buy some dehydrated ones that you can rehydrate and make your own water kefir, but it is super simple and I wanna show you how to make some. So I did order some water kefir grains so I can show you step by step how to do it, and then turn your water kefir into a delicious fruity water kefir soda. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and let's get making some kefir. So I just ordered these from Cultures for Health. This is a brand that I love. I've used multiple things from them, including like kombucha starter. They do all like active cultures, so you can do things like yogurt, sourdough starter, water kefir, milk kefir, a bunch of different things. And so this is what it comes in, and we're just gonna open it up. These come with directions, so we're going to get this out and read, and I'm going to show you what to do with them step by step. So, as I said, these are dehydrated. So what they did is they take the grains that like I have down here, and they just dehydrate them and send them to you. So I'm going to open up this packet, and it says, in a glass jar or a plastic container, prepare sugar water by combining half cup of water and a 1/4 cup of sugar. And you want the water to be hot so that it will help dissolve the sugar. So I'm going to go get that ready right now. Okay, so I have my hot water here, and I'm actually gonna use brown sugar because I like using brown sugar in my water kefir. So I'm just gonna keep that consistent. And I'm gonna do the 1/4 cup. Plop that in there. And then I'm just gonna give it a little twirl to dissolve that brown sugar. You can also stir this with a wooden spoon, or I've seen recipes where you actually like dissolve it on the stove and then pour it into your jar, but that just is an extra step that I don't do, so this is easier. Okay, that is all dissolved. And now I'm gonna add and fill this with cold water to the top because you don't wanna kill your grains with extra hot water. So put hot water in the bottom to dissolve your sugar, and then fill the rest of your jar up with cold water. And this is a quart, so this is gonna end up being 4 cups of water. Okay, I've got my 4 cups of sugar water here, and now I'm just going to pour in my grains. These grains they look very dark and brown right now, but they will turn translucent, so they will turn clear. So you're just gonna pour those in there, and I'm just gonna give those a little stir. Just use the back end of this. I'm gonna stir those up a little bit, and now we're gonna let these sit and rehydrate for about 3 days. Once they are clear and completely rehydrated, they are ready to use and turn into your water kefir. So now that they are in the jar, I am just going to put a coffee filter secured by a rubber band over top. You could also use a paper towel, a cheesecloth, something like that, to just keep anything that could fall into it out, but also have it still exposed to the air. So I'm just gonna put on its little bonnet. And this is gonna sit on my counter for 3 days. Okay, we are on day 2 of rehydrating our water kefir grains, and I wanted to give you an update as to what they are looking like. So as you can see, they are getting very plump. They are becoming more and more translucent by the minute, it seems. And they started to become pretty translucent like after a few hours of putting them in the sugar water. So these actually rehydrate pretty darn fast. And I will keep you updated on what they look like tomorrow. Because of how well they are doing, I am thinking that we will be good to go with making refeeding the kefir grains tomorrow, doing our first ferment, and then making them into some water kefir soda the next day. Okay, we are back on day 3 of rehydrating our water kefir grains. They are ready to go, and I want to show you how you can kind of tell that they're ready. First of all, there's some bubbles up top. And when I kind of hit it on the counter, bubbles from the grains kind of go up to the top. So that is a sign that it is fermenting and they are ready to go. And then also the grains on the bottom here are very white. And when I strain this off, they should be pretty clear. So let's do that now. I'm just gonna strain the water kefir into a different jar. And then this way I can show you what the grains look like. Okay. So technically this is fermented water kefir, but since this is our first batch with these grains, I am just going to discard this and I'm gonna feed the grains, and then that batch I will use. So I'm gonna show you what these are kind of looking like. So right now they still definitely have a color. They're not like as brown as they were before, but with each time they should get more clear and they should be pretty see-through and translucent after a couple rounds of water kefir. And then they'll look like little like jelly balls is what I call them. And so now to feed this, I'm going to keep them here and I'm going to fill this with a cup of hot water and a quarter cup of brown sugar. Okay, so now I have my cup of hot water here and I'm going to take a quarter cup of brown sugar. And just pour this right in. Then I am just going to give this a little twirl. You can also stir this with a wooden spoon if you would like, but I'm just trying to dissolve all of that sugar. So the only reason why we put 1 cup of water in here is because this is hot water and we don't want to put our grains in hot water, it could kill them. So now I'm gonna fill this up with 3 cups until it reaches 4 cups of cold water. So then it's more like room temperature and what our grains like. Okay, we now have 4 cups of room temperature sugar water, and we can put our grains right in here. And now we will let this sit on the counter. We will cover this. This one's wet, so I'm gonna get a new one. I like to use coffee filters just because they work so perfect, but you can also use a paper towel or anything else that's just gonna keep things out but allow air to it. And you're gonna set this out for about 24 hours, but could be up to 48 depending on the temperature of your house. And after that, it should be fermented. You will know it's fermented if it gets a little cloudy and you can see bubbles forming again. So after that, you now have water kefir, and then you can turn that into a water kefir soda with a second fermentation, or you can just enjoy it as regular water kefir. I will be posting another video on how to make water kefir soda specifically and what kind of flavors I like and all of that. So make sure to subscribe and hit that little bell icon if you don't want to miss that, and we will see you next time.